One of the first memories I have is my dad chucking me into a swimming pool, and I probably was really, really young, but I remember it vividly because it was such a nice time. It was such a happy time for me when I was swimming with my dad, my brother, and sisters. I was always happy when I was swimming, and it was something that there was no stress, there was no bad memories around it. It was just the best time ever. And I remember days with my dad would always be something active. We'd walk the dog, we'd go swimming, we'd go play football, and we'd go out all day, and we'd come back home and we'd get a slush puppy. And I would love slush puppies. And we'd come home, we'd have a sandwich and some crisps, and we would after being out pretty much all day, we'd come back and we would play some of the Xbox at the time, or maybe the DS. And I remember playing Monkey Ball and Fusion Frenzy with my brother and sister. And the best time of my day was when Nemo came on. Nemo was the first film I can really actively remember having feelings for, right? The blue ocean, and you just see this like amazing, colourful world that's depicted in Nemo. And it always made me feel so, it wasn't even happiness. It was excitement. It was like amazement of this thing. And if I'll be honest, I didn't even really pay attention to the story for years. It was more the visuals, the way it made me feel as a whole, not just picking away at the storyline. Of course, yeah, I watched it, I understood what was going on, but I never really cared loads for just the storyline. It was everything in one go. And I remember, like, even on Monkey Ball, which is a very old game, but even seeing the water in that game was like, it just amazed me. I just loved looking at it for no reason. And sometimes I get the same feeling that Nemo gave me for an instant. And it's very fleeting. And it very rarely happens. But when it does, it's like I try to hold on to it as much as possible, because it is my happy space. It is literally, it means everything to me. That feeling of just pure calmness, happiness, amazement, and excitement for life. I had these memories in life that always brought me that same sort of feeling, and they were rare. They were very far and few between. I remember walking around the corner to this person that used to look after me as a kid, and I'd get that same feeling of just happiness, relaxed, and amazement, and just excitement. And every time sometimes as a kid, I would have that feeling. It would feel so good. And I remember, like, when I got older, into my teens and late teens, I'd walk around that same corner, and I'd get it just for a glimpse, of this emotion that I can't quite explain. I will never be able to make these emotions come up in me anymore. I can't watch Nemo and feel that same emotion. Maybe for a glimpse, but then it goes. But when I make movies in the future, that is the feeling I want people to feel. That feeling of excitement, happiness, relaxed, whilst also understanding what I'm trying to portray to them. And I know that's such a big task, but the thought of doing those things kind of gives me those feelings. Not as strong, of course. I don't think it'll ever be as strong, because when you're a kid, the emotions you feel are so extreme. But trying to hold on to those emotions as much as possible, I think it's very important for me to do so. I don't know what the lesson is today. Honestly, I'm just talking. I'm definitely in a drought of ideas, and I feel like when I come up with ideas, I don't feel confident in talking about them, and I end up just sort of talking and talking about random stuff. But maybe I'll look back on this one day and try to understand why I spoke about it, or maybe I can get something more from it. Anyway, I'll talk to you tomorrow.